Notice. Due to the lack of cicada so far this summer, I will climb the trees and scream in their absence. The 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s seem to have all separate, unique personalities, but these last 17 years seem to just be one big chunk of time that has no significant meaning. Finally someone said it. These last 17 years have an oh-no feel that just gets bigger and louder with each consecutive year. My favorite Catholic law is that anyone can make holy water in a pinch, but the church puts dumb restrictions on us, like, do this only if someone needs their last rites, like, I will bless this McDonald's Sprite, and I will enjoy the crispiness of our Lord and Savior. Another bit is that holy water cannot be diluted. When I went to the Vatican, the tour guide was explaining this. If you put any amount of holy water into any amount of normal water, the whole bunch becomes holy. This is how they sell Pope holy water in the gift shop. This is how I've been drinking only holy water for 2 months now. I'm immune to demons. Homeopathic holy. It's not actually any amount of holy water according to the church. The water has to be more than half holy water by volume. So, if you take a half gallon plus a few drops of holy water and a half gallon of secular water, you get 1 gallon of holy water plus a few drops. You can then add a gallon of secular water to that, and then you have 2 gallons of holy water. We've got a couple jugs of Pope water in the linen closet at my parents' house because my mom used the heck out of this loophole after a trip to Italy in 2008. It was more than a decade ago at this point, and we still have Pope water. We no longer have that Pope, but by God, do we have his water. Here's what a jug of Pope water looks like. Mom measured a fill line on them so that we never accidentally run out and just have old jugs of secular water lying around. Catholicism is a hell of a ride. Pope water is gamer girl bath water, but for Jesus stands. I'm at my dog sitting job in a pretty old countryside farm, and the lady who does the cleaning up here told me this morning that there are old tunnels, now closed up, running from the house to the church, 1 kilometer, and I did not want to know that. Imagine what could come from there. Gals, ghosts, vampires, possibly even Christians, which is totally the last things we need in this house. Projected timeline of global warming. 2030. The ice we skate is getting pretty thin. 2100. The water's getting warm, so we might as well swim. 2250. My world's on fire. Spot the difference. 93% of people can't. Okay, this site can be mean sometimes, but this is really cruel and uncalled for. The trash can is far too useful and reliable to be compared to pay. My French teacher admitted that the French language is more about aesthetics than actual logical rules. The sooner you accept this the better. Isn't that true of all things French? Yes. Yes it is. I cannot even deny it. For the aesthetics, the French sob softly, shoving 3s into the word crease. It is not beautiful enough. They are never beautiful enough. Slowly France is losing its will to live. Ever notice how men criticize games like Animal Crossing and Stardew Valley on the basis of the entire game as just doing tasks, without recognizing that kill bad guy is also just a task, but violent? It's so boring. All you do is talk to people and do tasks so you can buy new things. Yeah, and all you do is press a bunch of buttons to kill people so you can buy new things? Perish. My activity page has not known peace. Since I made this post, I have hundreds of insufferable gamers crawling up my pant legs now, but luckily I have a secret up my sleeve. I too am a gamer man. I'm immune to the game of Venom. This has the same energy as that post that's Red Dead Redemption is just Barbie's horse adventure with violence. Tale of the Tiffany problem. Tiffany is a medieval name, short for Theophania, from the 12th century. Authors can't use it in historical or fantasy fiction, however, because the name looks too modern. This is an example of how reality is sometimes too unrealistic. Authors can't use it in fantasy fiction. We'll see about that. Terry Pratchett, probably. Your vibes, lord. Check them for me. Court jester. Faint jingling, followed by a loud thud. He's dead. Me, stands up. My blood vessels. What the F did you just do? There's a ton of you can get in life if you're willing to submit yourself to the mortifying horror of asking for it. Me, can I take this exam a different time? Professor, sure. Me, crying on the inside from the effort of asking. Thanks. The actual worst thing about growing up. Hello 1. Beneath my head. Hello 2. Between my knees. Hello 3. The hug and pillow. Hello 4. Against my back to anchor me to this plane of reality. Hellos 5 to 8 do not have formalized roles, but are able to arrange themselves into a nest as needed. Someone asked my maths professor why numbers exist, and she said, one day, for whatever reason, someone decided they wanted to count things, and it's been a major inconvenience for everybody ever since. This is channeling the spirit of Terry Pratchett. In the beginning, the universe was created. This made a lot of people very angry, and has been widely regarded as a bad move. I left my Vaporeon alone for a few hours. Now he's got 3 bodyguards backing him up. Those are his backup dancers. Aquatic glamour twink and the muscle daddies. Parents, please avoid these situations by teaching your kids about Dragon Ball Z. Bullied child refuses to fight back because it's not the GD way. Also, GD fight PP heads all the time. It's a core part of the job. F this kid been watching. Must be these new pussy Disney Jedis. Cuss Anakin world have killed all them fking kids. I don't understand how in movies, when there's some scene about someone sitting on the bus and thinking about life, they just have their head rested against the window and it looks so calming and like, no. Have you ever put your head against a window while the bus is moving? It feels like your cranium is a blender and your brain is becoming a smoothie. I like how the only reason Harry is able to fight the Imperious Curse so easily is because it hits him, and he's like, I feel calm and relaxed and happy. This is wrong. Harry, serotonin? In this economy? I thought that only the bag of chips was knitted, so I was like, mayo, fking idiot bird got owned. Then I saw that the bird was knitted as well. Then I realized I was the fking idiot. Bird getting owned. Roman soldier. Halt, strange person. Where are you from? Time traveler. I come from the future. What are your names? Roman soldier. My name is Quintus, as I'm the 5th child in my family. My comrade is Sextus, for he was the 6th child in his family. What is your name? Time traveler. My name's Liv. Roman soldier. Starts counting on his fingers, as his eyes open in fear. Hey, do you know that feeling of hitching up a long skirt so you don't fall on your face when walking upstairs, and then you immediately become a wretched yet resolute Jane Austen character? It's a universal thing, right? It's like resting a laundry basket against your hip, and suddenly you're a long-suffering peasant woman, wondering if you'll survive the winter. A shawl wrapped around the shoulders, and you're wandering the moors in a Brond novel, feeling melancholic. Riceball somehow managed to sneak in and take a nap. A dog named Riceball is probably the best dog. Reincarnation is a known, common, and expected result of death. You are a bounty hunter that specializes in tracking down people who have committed suicide to escape debts or a jail sentence. It's a girl, the doctor exclaimed. It's a fking tax dodger, is what is it? Blaze the flame hog and burst into the infirmary, cocking his shotgun. This baby owes $440 million to the government. Foiled again. I'll get away next time. Blaze. The baby clenches their tiny fist. Things I never expected to learn through a TED Talk, but now I'm glad to know. The founder of SiriusXM Radio is a sapphic trans woman, and is currently trying to preserve her wife's consciousness in a digital file so her wife can be immortal in the body of a robot. Here's a TED Talk if you don't believe, because everyone deserves to know this reality of the amazing world in which we live. Holy sh! You neglected to mention that when her daughter got a terminal disease with no cure or treatment possible, she literally went to the library, got some medical textbooks, and taught herself enough biochemistry to actually begin developing a drug that halted the disease. Good God, why have we never heard of this absolute genius? You know why. You know why. Russian bears are hooked on huffing jet fuel until they pass out. This is an actual legit problem in Russia. Kronitsky Nature Reserve, like most nature reserves, is pretty remote and relies on gas generators for electricity and keeps jet fuel around in case a rescue copter is needed. Thing is, these gas drums are just out in the open, and then the bears found them and discovered that huffing the fumes got them high to the point of passing out. So now there are all these bears addicted to huffing jet fuel, and they are teaching it to each other. On one hand, nobody wants bears addicted to huffing highly flammable toxic crap. It's not healthy or safe for the bears to just pass out. On the other, remove the jet fuel and you have a population of bears going through drug withdrawal and a bunch of nature reserve workers stuck with them in the middle of nowhere. Additionally, bears have started seeking alternate sources, like trailing behind a helicopter in hopes of fuel leaks, so taking away their source might be ill-advised. This one of the most Russian things I've ever read. I'm sick of people thinking deodorant is optional. I'm sick of people thinking that they can judge others on a normal bodily function and that the only way they can be accepted is to wear something that is harmful / poisonous to your body just because some men in the 1880s decided bodily odor was no longer acceptable. B. You stink. My door handle is missing. I'm having a crisis here. Where is my door handle? It seems like you can't handle this situation. Get out. How? I wish there was a wasteland I could banish people to. What are you? British? What's the definition of a will? Come on guys, it's a dead giveaway. Literally threw my head back in laughter and hit the wall. How did you throw your head? It's connected to you. I wanna go to a movie with you and do inappropriate things in the back row, like sneak in candies and soda, and put our feet on the back of people's chairs. Weird how opening Spotify in a web browser with a decent ad blocker allows you to skip ads, just like would happen if you had premium. Sure, hope no one takes advantage of that. Sure hope nobody modifies the host's file and C /windows /system32 /drivers /etc to block Spotify ads in the app. Why are mini M&Ms so much better than normal M&Ms? Because there's this thing called the square cube law, X, which basically says that as volume decreases, so does the surface area, but not as quickly, by the square of the scaling factor, instead of by the cube, which means that smaller M&Ms have a higher candy chocolate ratio than normal ones. I was gonna call you a nerd, but that's actually kinda interesting. Time sensitive question. How flirt boy? Throw rocks at ye. Hot dogs. Kill him. Thanks guys.